Hello, we're just going to do a earth check. We're going to do a checkup on our earth, our world we live in, and we're going to do it quick. Ready? So, this is the earth check. Okay. We're using the Elemental Oracle. 2 cards have come out. We have bushfires and we have the equator. Wow, okay. A couple more cards. So that's suggesting to me there's a lot of heat around the equator. Wow. So what I'm getting here, gosh, I'll get another card and then I'll tell you what we're getting out of this reading for whoever it is for. Not sure who it's for, but of course okay, one more, that's it. Cave, wow. Okay, bushfires, a lot of heat, a lot of intensity. A lot of heat and intensity coming. And here we have to make equal. What an interesting reading we've got. The equator. The equator, and in little words above the words equator, to make equal. But what's interesting is, what we have here is the bushfires card and the equator card. And the girl who stands behind is pointing in a direction. She is saying there's something to think about here. There's something to be aware of. And the other girl, she looks like she's not paying attention. But the girl who's pointing is pointing to snow. And the 4th card is protection, cave. So what these cards are saying is, for the earth check, there is a heating up. And there will be more fires. And it's a snapshot in time where the animals will run for their lives and we will have to be witness to the destruction of a lot of natural habitats. The equator is also, apart from the message here, which is pointing to the future. So on this side of our spread, we have the now. Then we have pointing to the future. This card is the transition, the message, the main message, right? Pointing to the future, it's snow. So the equator also represents the equatorial range around the planet, which will be hottest. This area and the world in general is heading toward cold weather and snow, even though it's super hot now. Super hot and burning. But the results in the end will be snow. We are coming to snow. There's a little bit of shadow on my card. And this is the card of taking refuge and finding protection in this reading. All right, let's see what else we've got. It's a very definite message. It's distinct and there is no confusion. We are hot now. The weather is hot now, but it's going to get colder. And the equatorial region is going to go through some great changes. And if you are able to have homes that give you shelter, and if you're able to live near caves, then start to get familiar with your caves, because shelter is a big part of it. Protection is a big part of it. Now, I know I'm saying caves because I just am. I can't tell you the full picture as yet as to why I'm saying it, but I am. Shelter is important. You need shelter from the heat, but you also need shelter from the extreme cold. Okay, I'll stop talking and the guides will give us anything else they wish to say. Gravity, groundedness. There's major, this is telling me, just channeling, a re-molecularization. Let me say it again. Molecularization, they said to me. That's the words they just gave me, which means everything is rearranging and shifting. In this picture, we have butterflies holding web-like strings down to the person who's the sleeper on the planet. And the guides are saying she represents the sleeping giant of the earth, the mother. And she is in a transition, a metamorphic state, and she is changing, and all the wildlife around her is watching. And here we have all sorts of wildlife, and I'll put the card up on the video for you to see. They are watching as the sleeping beauty is in transition. Now that's what's happening. The wording is gravity and groundedness. So the earth is drawing toward it the energy of transformation in her metaphoric state of being. As in, I don't know if it's the right word. That's what I just came out with. I have to look it up. I'm not an expert on every word, but she's going through a my goodness, I'm tangled. Metamorphosis. She's going through a metamorphosis. And that's why there's a lot of heat right now. Then there's going to be a lot of cold. And as the humans living on the planet, and the animals will have to as well as best they can, we need to take shelter. Wow. Anything else, dear ones? Oh. Yes, they're just backing up what they're saying. Building atoms. They're backing it up. Rebuilding. It's about rebuilding, reconstituting. It's like the earth is, imagine it's like freeze-drying food and then reconstituting it with new energy and bringing it back to life. We're going through this process to only bring it back to life even better and renewed and better than before. Yeah, better. It's the new world that we talk about as your humans, new age people and esoteric people and spiritual people and a lot of religions are all saying there's a change coming, there's a new world coming, and it feels like a split. But they're saying it's because when you have a butterfly, which is a wonderful example for us to understand, and the butterfly goes through the metamorphosis stage, they build a cocoon for themselves, which is an odd-shaped thing, and inside there, they completely reshape, reconstitute themselves into a completely different creature. They totally create wings and legs from what was once a little grub. They grow new things. Their atoms, their molecules come together, reform, reshape. They want to say to you, in reference to this, please take note that all beings and creatures can do this. A second density insect can do it. That should be a sign to you about yourself. And understanding that the more natural you are, the more aware you are, the less interfering with too much thinking from the head without the heart, without balance, without groundedness into the earth you're in and the natural state of how you are, accepting what and who you are. Because you're like that is the reason you don't have the ability to reshape, regrow, heal, and regenerate yourself. The butterfly is completely grounded within itself, accepting of itself. What we're going through right now, they're saying, is a time where we are continually being coached and coaxed into, for members of the population to reject themselves in all sorts of ways. To start to think, especially our young people, our youth, to think that they don't want to be the natural being that they are. Now, that is a distraction to stop you doing your own metamorphic process. and understanding that you are in a metamorphic process. Every being is, because our planet is. There is no way to be alive on a planet that is going through a metamorphosis without doing it yourself. It's just not possible. The overriding coding that has her entire massive body doing this metamorphosis is the soup you're in. You are entrained and encoded into it. What's going on in our world today, everything, all the drama, all the sociological experiments that are going on, all of that is to try and stop you from settling into yourself, grounding into yourself and accepting yourself and letting the butterfly emerge. That's what it's all about. 3 of Raphael. There's a reason to celebrate. Everything's going to be okay. And interestingly, because I mentioned the children, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So a community of friends. What's happening here? This is another deck, and so there is a shadow in this. There we go. How's that? There's a bit of a shadow. This deck, excuse me, is the Archangel Power Tarot cards. What we're going through right now, and what they're saying here, is that the people of this world are getting together, joining together, having a powwow, clearing their thoughts, getting a mental concept about how to move forward and how to deal with the distractions on their social standards and their social world that is destroying and distracting belief in oneself for a large area of our population. Belief in oneself, trust in oneself, acceptance in oneself, with knowing that you are a joy to the world and you are a blessing to the world and you are perfect as you are and a magnificence just as a butterfly is. And it's about the decision that's made by the humanity as a bulk, the decision to not accept this nonsense and to know that humans are wonderful just the way they are and that we don't need to be improved, changed, altered, or to reject any part of us and pretend that it's optional. Butterflies must happen. Butterfly caterpillars must turn into butterflies or moths. They must, or they will die. We must evolve into our greater good, our being, through our own natural process, which our world is going through, because if we don't, we will die. It's very simple. It sounds blunt, doesn't it? But it's the truth. There is no winding back or avoiding. There is no choice in being what you are. You, first of all, chose to be here in the body you're in. So if you wanted to be a dog, you would have been a dog. If you wanted to be a boy, you would have been a boy. And if you wanted to be a girl, you would have been a girl. If you wanted to be a bug, you would be a bug, and a tree, and so on and so on. But you had already a preconceived idea of what you wanted with great clarity before you came. And here you are. The decision says, release yourself from that which holds you back. If there's a need to detox, it's unnecessary to worry based on a lack of self-confidence. And that's what it's all about. A lack of self-confidence, feeling grounded, knowing where you stand. And that's the reason people are vulnerable to the dramas at hand. What else have we got? That's, okay, those two. Okay. Change your life. Change your life. Now's the time to change your life. A sudden relationship that offers freedom. Sorry, revelation, but I did say relationship. So it's about your relationship with your knowledge. You've got to let that sink in a little bit. It's your relationship with your awareness, with your knowledge. And the guides are saying right now, in order to get that online, it's like bringing an array online. They love that. I'll have another video with that in shortly. And in alignment, they're reminding me of Star Trek when their warp drive gets offline. It's this round thing and it needs to shoot a little beam of light down into a thing beneath it, and it needs to be lined up. And when that becomes offline, nothing works. And they're saying you have been put offline, but where your warp drive is here in your heart, and you need to line up all your central channels smoothly. Your central channel flows energy through and allows everything to be lubricated with energy, they said. So you can draw all your energy in, draw all your energy into your central channel, all of it. You can visualize it. When you do visualize, you make it happen. So the energy in your fingers, the energy in your toes, your arms, your legs, your whole body, your head, everything, all into the central channel, and let it flow. Visualize it flowing into the center. From there, visualize it moving down to your base chakra and back up through the chakras. And as you do, say hello to each chakra. Recognize each chakra and identify it. And say hello, how are you? Talk to your chakra in your meditation. This is a meditation. Hello, how are you? What can I do for you? Let me give you a dose of love. And with a big medicine dropper, drop a dose of beautiful opalescent nectar into the heart center of each chakra, as in the center of a beautiful flower. The center. Drop it into the center and let it fill out and nourish and recharge that chakra. Move up to the next one and the next one. When you come to a chakra that's very, very offline, you'll feel it. This is a wonderful practice for your day and your night. Come up to your heart, your supercharged center, your warp core, and then up through. Let that flow. Check it's really firing up and sending energy out. Then move up. You have it's important to know, it's not just for women, it's for anybody, that you have 2 chakras on your breasts, on your nipples, male or female. You have a chakra in your heart, and you have a high chakra here, which is a very subtle energy chakra, which is becoming more active. Then you have your throat, and it forms a complex with your solar plexus, and you will see my symbol on the videos giving you the diagram of this for you to get familiar with. Follow the line of energy through these chakra energies and ignite the energy and initiate the complex of the geometry, empowering the connectiveness. And that is like your Merkaba, your internal Merkaba. And now you let it all unite. At the top of that Merkaba description, the diagram, you've got the high heart, subtle heart energy coming down to the base corners of the breast nipple chakras. You have the throat chakra also connecting, because this is your expression of you and how you acknowledge yourself and know yourself. And what is out of you must balance with what is within you, as within as without. So that's very important. Functioning Merkaba type geometry that we have brought through. Now, then you have, of course, your here and here. You have energy centers. You also have one here. And then your body's full of energy centers. You bring them through. You watch the light energy run charging through your geometry, igniting the energy of it. Then you can take it up to the crown and then back down to rest at the heart. Oh, lovely. And now when you do that, and then get grounded by connecting your feet energy and there's a little chakra below your feet that's in your energy field only, out of your physical body, but in your energy. Through that, like a little shiny star, send energy down into the earth and anchor down like running a stake into the earth. And this is you connecting. Through that, energy will flow up and supercharge you with knowingness of who and what you are, the ability to be aware and have your knowing. And through everything that's happening, this is what you can do and this is what you have available to you. What a wonderful message. Okay, now this is our final little spread of cards. 2 of Raphael, 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. If your family is having pressure applied to it and feels like it's disintegrating, hold tight, hold the light, and everything will come good. because the energy of the world is a consensus of no. It's a no-go to the social experiments and the disunifying and destruction of society and family units and self-esteem and self-worth and the ability to know. And not only that, they're saying the young people that are affected by that will circle back around and have a huge epiphany of realization. The only problem is that some of them will have been physically interfered with in the process, which is something to give grief, and it'll be a generation that carries a wound. And they're reminding me, in Australia there was a generation of Aboriginal First Nation people. Excuse me if I used a word that you don't like. It's just, when I was a girl, that was the right word. All the words change. That whole generation, or a couple of generations I believe really, were taken from their parents. They were removed from their families, their homes, and interfered with by a governing small group of people who thought they knew better. It wasn't everybody, but it was just these bureaucrats really that got in charge and did this to them. And the same thing's happening now. The bureaucrats are getting in charge, and they're trying to break families and disintegrate bonds and take people from families and harm them, which is what happened to without a doubt, any of the stolen generation, that's what they're called, were harmed. So the divine guidance you're receiving now is, in regard to the meaning of life, an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers and friends. The 6th of Gabrielle, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move to the next project, and you're going to do well. And this is the warrior of peace, and success is already in the bag. That's what it's saying. You're successful before the end. And here we have the Emperor, and that's you. That's you and every other parent. That is the energy of society's family unit group, the parents all coming together, making a decision. This is important. This Emperor energy for all the people of the planet, the parents of the planet, and the grandparents of the planet, all together, the leaders of the planet, which is every parent, every grandparent, are the leaders of the planet. And they're saying you need to understand that and step up into your leadership role right now and own it, because you are it. And every little piece of the giant puzzle of humanity is a family unit and parents, and they all come together to make the one picture, and that's it. The leader with wisdom, strength, and stability, and calm knowing. And that is what you can do. And that is what your decision is bringing about. And that is what the world is saying and doing. And there are people who don't even have children who are in this group leading for their society, because they are humans and they love humanity and they love people. Wow. That's a reading I didn't know was going to happen. That's amazing. Well, thank you for watching, and I want you to, just take it all in like I am. So that's a beautiful message. Thank you. Please enjoy. And if you would like to give me a little message of support, a thumbs up is pretty damn brilliant. A positive comment is so welcome. And if you wish to subscribe, it all helps. Thank you so much, and you're doing well. Obviously, you're doing well. That's what the story is here. You are wise, you are right. Listen to yourself, know yourself, do that meditation, and keep yourself online intact and safe. And then you do that for everyone else. Thank you. Oh, that's just brilliant. See you next time. Bye.